my work is contributing to the company's success, and also I believe in the company's success, which is like really awesome. It's feel like we're a part of building something, and I'm a part of it too.
Welcome back to the DraftKings Life podcast. And on today's episode, we're talking with two teammates who help build our industry-leading products. If you love contributing new ideas and being challenged every day, you'll enjoy learning all about our product team here at DraftKings. I'm joined here today by Ann and Joey, and they're product managers on our product team.
Hey, happy to be here. I'm Ann. I'm a senior product manager on the sports intelligence team.
Awesome. And I'm Jerry. I'm a sportsbook product manager here for front-end user experience.
Awesome. How do you describe what you do here at DraftKings to your friends and family?
Yeah, so the sports intelligence team, you can kind of think of it as basically everything that needs to be done in order to get our sportsbook odds live on site. So that starts with getting the right sports data we need, creating the models to come up with the probabilities of how likely something is to happen, and then ultimately putting the odds on the site. And as the product manager of the team, I help kind of decide what projects we should invest our time in, both to launch cool and new exciting markets and features to our customers, and also to, create technical efficiencies and make sure we're designing things in the appropriate way.
Yeah, on my side, I work on the sportsbook front-end user experience, so it's a little bit different. So I'm not as much worried about the odds itself, but I'm more worried about kind of new features and how to actually reduce friction for our customers. So I work with a lot of different cross-functional teams, analytics, go-to-market teams, operations, engineering, design, of course, and then try to basically launch a new product so that our customers go through that user journey more smoothly.
So cool. And what are the specific products you guys work on? And then what's exciting about working on those products too?
So lately I've been working on a lot of cool, exciting products. So a lot for in-house content. So we've done in-house player props for basketball. Also now we're doing in-house SGP cash out, which is cool and exciting. I think one of the cool things about my job is there's constantly a new launch of some sort or some sort of, really cool thing that we're striving towards. And then we get to see it live on site too, which is really awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like Ann does a lot of the back-end content stuff, and I do a lot more how do I make the site so easily functional, and how do I make it kind of better looking in some ways.
Yeah.
And then so a lot of the things that I work on is more new features, so new bet types, stuff like that. How do I make it so that customers kind of understand our page a little bit more and go through their betting journey a little bit easier. So mine's a lot more front-end user stuff.
Even though you work on the front end and the back end, how is that collaboration even with the different products that you work on too?
It's really important. We have to be really closely tied to what's going on in the front ends because oftentimes Joey and team will kind of need something from my team. So it's really important for us to talk a lot, stay consistent with our roadmaps, and make sure that we're kind of designing stuff so that they're going to be ready to launch whatever they need to launch.
Yeah, and if they're already having some type of content launch, in-house player props or something, we got to make sure to account for that in the front end so that's super easy for our customer to build that SGP or build that parlay for us.
Awesome. And what brought you both to the gaming and entertainment industry? Why did you want to be product managers here?
So I think the gaming and entertainment industry is really cool because, I started working here when it was kind of just at the beginning in the U.S., which was super exciting. There is always kind of a new launch or something going on, and also just I feel like the trajectory of the industry within the country and the company is really awesome to see, and I really believe in it. So that's really cool.
Honestly, I didn't specifically join for sports betting or gaming or entertainment industry, but I was more interested in the problems itself in terms of DraftKings is a super interesting product, and I really believe that the sports betting industry would really kind of boom off within the U.S. within the next few years. So
Awesome.
Definitely interesting.
And what are some of those problems you like to solve?
I think a lot of the math behind it is really interesting. So a lot of Ann's jobs in terms of setting the odds and making sure that we are presenting the right odds to our customers is super interesting. And then being able to kind of show what the customer would actually want to bet on and kind of balance those two different wants together is super interesting for me.
What are some of the features or some of the new things that you both have worked on?
So this year we spent a lot of time working on, like I said, in-house player props for basketball. And I really liked that project because it was super cross-functional. It was with so many different teams, also within so many different countries. So it was really cool to see like how different people were collaborating with each other. You know, some people with mass amounts of sportsbook industry experience, years and years and years, and then other people new to the industry bringing fresh ideas and stuff. So I really liked that project, and I thought it was a good cross-collaborative effort.
On my end, it was probably progressive parlays. It's like a brand new bet type that we launched in the past year or so. So it was really interesting to kind of see that from like very initial stages of like, how do I make like a new bet type, and like what are the things that we have to consider. It's not just like whether or not a customer would want it, but also like what's the value add here. In this case, it was basically like you are able to place a parlay and able to lose a few of the legs while still being paid out. So that was really interesting to kind of see from like front to the end, start to beginning, in terms of like we got to build out the new bet type, work with traders, work with risk, work with operators, and figure out like how do we actually market this to our customers. So that was probably my favorite project I've ever worked on here.
How do you describe the team culture as well?
I would describe the team culture as really like adaptable and fast moving and open to change, which I really like. It's kind of like you come to work and you have an idea of what your day will be, but it's not exactly, it doesn't always pan out like that. And everyone's like super cool with that and, you know, comfortable kind of switching priorities if something's going on. And we all of a sudden, you know, have a new shift in what we want to launch and stuff like that. So that's been really cool to see.
I would say probably collaborative and super casual. So like when I think about my team exactly, it's like whenever someone has a problem, for instance, like if Anne needed help or support, like we're immediately trying to figure out like how do we actually solve that problem for her. We always try to basically knowledge share within our group and within DraftKings in general. And then casual is, I feel like we have a pretty casual DraftKings culture here. Everyone's super relaxed, and you can kind of talk to almost any leader. And
how have you grown even professionally being here too?
The learning curve, I was really afraid at first because I was like, do I know enough about sports? Do I know enough about sportsbook to take on this role? But honestly, it's been a lot smoother than I anticipated. I feel like it's really good to challenge yourself, and you kind of realize that you actually do have expertise that you can bring to the table, even if you're coming from a different industry or something like that. So I found that that's been like, I've been pleasantly surprised by myself, and I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah, I feel like everyone kind of brings their own strength here. So like I was in analytics previously, and I feel like that's really kind of like a new thing that our team doesn't really have. And so I feel like I bring a new set of ideas into the team in terms of like analytics and really trying to help be a good partner there. In general, you don't really need that level of expertise to work here. It's always like a plus in some ways.
Yeah, no one's ever really like, oh, that's not my team. Like,
Yeah.
sure, I can't help you. It's like, I feel like people are willing to like blur the lines, even though something might not be like their day-to-day responsibility. They're always willing to like help you out and, you know, let you know at least if they have a contact that you can talk to at the very least.
Yeah.
For candidates looking to come into DraftKings to start here to work on our technology, what's the best piece of advice you'd give them?
I would give them two pieces of advice. One, first, like, just be yourself. Like, honestly, it's really hard to come to work every day and, like, be someone that you're not. So just make sure that, like, you know, you click with kind of the team that you're interviewing with and you're not afraid to be yourself and you feel comfortable with the position that you're taking on. And then two, also just have an open mind. Like I kind of said before, it's understood that you may be coming from a different industry, or maybe you feel like you don't know that much about sports, or, you know, you don't have the proper background, but pretty much everyone has something that they can bring to the table. And also with us being such like a data-driven company, you know, like Joey said with the analytics background, like I think just that's applicable to a lot of different industries, and you can take learnings from so many different industries and bring them here, and we're welcome to that for that fresh perspective. So just have an open mind, even though you might think that you're not the perfect fit, still think about it, and yeah, you might be.
I would say ask lots of questions and also download our app and play around. I feel like we've at least kind of been staring at our app for years now at this point, so we really know like the ins and outs of our app, but we always appreciate a lot of fresh eyes.
Why do you love working here at DraftKings?
I think two things. The first one being like, I really believe in this company, and that's really cool to like kind of like you have a skin in the game, but like it really is true. Like I just really feel like, you know, my work is contributing to the company's success, and also I believe in the company's success, which is like really awesome. It's feel like we're a part of building something, and I'm a part of it too. And then also kind of like I said before, just like everything's always changing. There's so many different projects to work on. You're never bored. If you're bored, probably a week later, you're going to be working on a new project anyways. That's going to be new and exciting. So, just like how fast-paced it is and how things are always changing.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. The fast-pacedness of DraftKings, I really love. I love being able to kind of like work very quickly and be able to work like with all these different collaborators throughout DraftKings. And then in general, just like how collaborative we are and how supportive like all of our managers, senior leaders and whatnot are in terms of like trying to basically help us grow and expand our skill set.
Yeah, another thing I really like what Joey said about like just being comfortable talking to leaders. I've really noticed that like at DraftKings, no matter how junior you are or whatever, or how long you've been in the role, they really value like your input. So no one's ever afraid to like speak up and stuff like that. And you can kind of see collaboration between, you know, VPs and also like junior analysts or engineers too, which is really awesome to see.
Well, this was such a great overview of the product team. Thank you both so much for joining. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media at DraftKings Life, except for LinkedIn, where we're simply DraftKings. This podcast is available on all major podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google. We got you. Be sure to download, listen, and even throw us a 5-star rating. Thanks so much and have a great day.